Hey guys, so with today's episode, I wanted to do a monetization update, but also an organizational video to show you how I'm staying organized with my efforts here on YouTube. I have a few documents that I've created in Google to kind of help me stay clean and tidy. The first that you see here on the screen is my content calendar. So I've built this in Google Sheets, and this is how I can sort of plan out the schedule for my upcoming videos. And you can see I've got hyperlinks for all of the existing videos I posted. I have my thumbnail included in here, and I'm also including a category dropdown so I know what style of videos I'm working on. So I think for this channel, as you probably can guess, a lot of what I'm doing is how I did something or a tutorial or what my experience has been like with self-reflecting on my progress. Also reviewing analytics and monetization is a drop-down category. And then I'm also including the inspiration for the videos as I'm finding them. So like I mentioned in my previous video, how to create a YouTube channel, I took a lot of inspiration from Think Media and Nolan Molt. How I made my Canva background, took a lot of inspiration from the Fig Co. So I'm including all those hyperlinks to make sure I can access those quickly when I need them. And then as we scroll down, I'm also including information on how I'm going to manage my end card. What videos do I want to link out to at the end of each of these videos? Because I'm trying to be more intentional and strategic about that video placement. And then also I'm including a list of questions that I hope to answer in that video. And this helps me with clarifying the purpose or the mission of that video so I don't get too sidetracked and off topic, which I tend to do. So this is a nice clean way of just getting everything organized. I have the dates here at the top with the day of the week and then the number of the video so I can quickly reference that. Now up here, I've got a lot of empty space because I haven't quite made it this far. But as we continue to scroll up, here's where I'm housing all of the different video ideas that I'm sort of tabulating over time. I probably won't make all of these. These are just some ideas that I've got. And I'm also trying to categorize them as well to stay organized. This is my content calendar. Hopefully it's helpful for you to see this, maybe get a little bit of inspiration. If you have your own version of this, I would love to see it. If it's somehow accessible, maybe you could send me a screenshot because I'm always curious how other people are staying organized. The other thing I have in this same document, I have another tab at the bottom, and this is going to house all of my YouTube analytics, all my metrics. So again, I borrowed this idea from Alexa Saranoia. If you haven't already checked out her channel and her monetization updates, I strongly encourage you to do so. But she pulled in all of her primary metrics into a Google Doc, and she kind of like looked at her week over week progress. If you look at my journey so far, I have 3 full weeks under my belt of data to look at. And you can see like how I'm doing in the number of views week over week, how much watch time hours I'm getting, the average view duration, my click-through rate, number of subs that I'm getting, number of impressions. All of this stuff is kind of important to see. And while you can look at it in the analytics dashboard, no problem, I love this idea of looking at a clean week over week comparison. So that's why I have it here in this Google Sheet. The other thing too is I'm using this data to sort of generate for me a progress bar up here. So it's not super easy to see right now because I'm so very early in my progress, but I have it filling up a progress bar from left to right, from 0 to 100% to target for things like the number of subscribers and the number of watch time hours that I'm aiming for. So my target is 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch time hours. And as you can see, after 3 full weeks of updates, I'm 7.8% to target on the number of subscribers, and I'm 1.3% to target on the number of watch time hours. So it is a huge hill to climb. And this also calculates for me the number of weeks to goal based on the number of videos that I'm posting per week. So at my current trajectory, it's going to take me 38 weeks to hit 1,000 subscribers and 228 weeks to hit my watch time hour target. And I'm going to need to upload 51 videos to get my subscriber count to 1,000 and 304 videos to get to 4,000 watch time hours. So that might seem like an impossible task, but I'm not deterred at all because I know these numbers will get increasingly smaller over time. The more I post, the more traction I'll get. Hopefully, the more value I'll be providing, the more subscribers and viewers and watch time hours will come in. So I kind of like progress bars and seeing my progress week over week. And then down here, I've got some other analytics about, how people are finding my videos, whether it's through YouTube search, direct, external, suggested playlist, browse, all of that stuff is in here as well. I also have these charts, which again are hard to see because it's still only 3 weeks worth of data. And this is going to be a long progress, a long journey, I should say. It's less than 10% of number of subscribers and 1% for the number of watch time hours. So nothing to write home about, but I think as I continue to fill this thing out week over week, month over month, I'll start to see what I think is going to be a bit of an S curve in total growth for my channel. And then the other thing I'm doing just for fun is if and when I get monetized, I'm going to keep track of how much I'm getting. Of course, it's going to be in this revenue column here, but also is YouTube actually paying for the things that I would be acquiring in real life? So for example, I'm also keeping track of all of my expenses related to YouTube, right? So my mic, any cables that I've purchased, software that I've purchased, monthly subscriptions for AI tools or editing tools. I'm keeping track of all of that expense because at some point, my hope is that I earn enough from YouTube that it ends up paying for all of that expense. And then I start earning a profit, so to speak. So I have different thresholds, different targets for things that I want to achieve. At some point, I would love to have YouTube pay for a pickup truck. That may never happen, but it'd be kind of cool to see that happen. So I've got that in here. If there's any other benchmarks or things that you're shooting for on your journey, any milestones or goals that you're creating for yourself, throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you on that. So this is one way I'm staying organized as it relates to my content calendar and my journey towards monetization. The other thing I wanted to show you is the template I'm using for all of my video scripts, the outlines and things like that. So I'm trying to keep it all in a single Google Doc. And each of these headers you can expand or you can shrink. And I've got the date of the upload, the day of the week, the title of the video, the verbiage in the thumbnail itself. And then I've got my hook, which I always write out word for word, even if I don't say it perfectly. I always try to perfectly script out what I want to say for the hook at the beginning of the video. And then I have down here kind of like my intro. It's all very bulleted and outline oriented versus written out. And then I've got kind of like the content, the insights, like all the stuff that I'm getting into on the video. What's cool about this is you can shrink everything, you can collapse it. So say, for example, you kind of want to just read out on this insight section. You don't have everything else on the screen distracting you. I'm finding that to be pretty useful when I'm filming. I have this for every video I've done so far. I also would love to hear from you guys if you have other ways that you're organizing all of your video content and scripting and outlines and things like that, because I'm not in love with this necessarily. It's just what I'm using right now because I don't know any better. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, if this is helpful for you to see how other people are staying organized. I always love hearing from other creators or other, even people at work that I work with, how they use their tools more efficiently. I always stress there are right and wrong ways to organize or to use tools or to use different programs. And there's shortcuts and there's the long way. And I always strive to do the shortcuts because I want to be efficient and I want to save time. So let me know if you have any hacks or tips or tricks that you want to share. Put them in the comments. The other thing I'll show you really quick too is just how to stay organized in your web browser with Chrome, for example. I have different folders for different categories of YouTube related things. So I have a whole folder on AI where I keep things like ChatGPT, different music AI platforms, and Adobe Firefly, for example, which is image generation. So I have all of this stuff in here. I can get to it quickly and easily. On top of that, I have a separate YouTube folder, which is primarily housing videos and my scripts and my content calendar, and also some of the groups that I'm a part of, like in Thrive Academy on school and on Facebook and things like that. But a lot of the videos in here are videos that I flagged because I feel like they're really important to come back to once I gain a little bit more knowledge and experience. And then I've also started to incorporate some of the channels and some of their content that I think is worth coming back to as well. And then finally, I have a folder for production tools. And these are going to be the things like Canva, programs that just do image, background removers, different ways of like checking your thumbnail to make sure it looks good on mobile, and then just some other random useful production related websites that are out there as well. So this is kind of just a quick and dirty way that I'm staying organized with all the links and URLs in Chrome itself. So with that, that was a lot in a very short period of time. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. Okay, so let's jump into the YouTube Analytics dashboard and let's just take a look at where we've been. I have officially uploaded 5 videos at the time of this recording, and I have 82 subscribers as of right now. I have about 1,300 views in total on the channel, and I'm approaching 60 watch time hours. The YouTube studio is a little bit more filled out now. This week, I have a few more videos to look at. Under content, you can see all 5 of my videos, but under analytics, you can see the number of watch time hours and kind of like the progress that I'm making over time. So again, I spiked very early with my very first video. It got a lot of traction. And then the subsequent videos were more tutorial based. So they didn't necessarily speak to a broad audience. And I don't think YouTube really knew how to push those out to whomever might be interested. But as you can see, like with the more videos you post, the number of views tends to increase over time. Same thing with watch time hours. Really spiked pretty early, and then it kind of fizzled out for a week and a half, 2 weeks. And now it's picking back up ever so slightly. As it relates to impressions, I'm at 17,500 impressions. Again, a lot of that had to do with my first video, but again, you can see the traction. So it is, like I mentioned, repetition, posting quantity before you focus on quality, because you really need to get the content on the platform so that YouTube can try and push it, so it can try to find an audience, so you can try to get some feedback, so you know which direction you need to go in. So my average view duration has been pretty flat, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I think that's really where it was last week. And then the percentage of click through has come down a little bit as well, but I think 5% is still pretty decent. Another thing that I'm keeping an eye on is like my retention, and it's actually pretty bad. So again, this was bad last week. It's still bad this week. I need to work on this because most people are not staying. Even like a minute or 2 into my videos, most people have dipped out by then. So hopefully I can crack the code on that. And if you guys have any thoughts or ideas of how someone can improve with respect to retention, I would love to hear from you. Now under audience, I'm still missing some data. Again, the channel is still so new, and YouTube doesn't have a lot of the analytics that would otherwise pop in here for a more tenured creator. I'm still waiting for when viewers are on, and I'm still waiting to see if YouTube is recommending my videos after videos in the same niche as mine. As of right now, it doesn't appear like that's the case. There might be an issue with how I'm uploading my videos, although I think I'm doing it moderately well. I think I just need to give it more time before I really know if my videos are being categorized correctly, if they're being niched correctly within the YouTube platform. So all in, I would say I'm pretty happy with my progress. I know it's pretty slow. There's not a lot to update from last week, but I should have another 2 videos posted this coming week, this one inclusive, and then one coming on Friday. So I'll have more to talk about in the weeks coming. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of background and insight into a new creator's channel and their YouTube Analytics dashboard. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.